What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jess, and today is day 29 of the Keto Rewind Clean 30 Challenge. We officially have, I think, like 3 more days to go through, including this one, and that is it. So you're in the home stretch. If you're still with me, you should be so proud of yourself. And also, if you're new to keto, or maybe you just had an idea of what keto was, but you maybe were intimidated by it, I hope my meal plan of how I've been eating to lose weight for the past 2 years has made sense and made it simpler. So a lot of people get hung up and get caught up in all the noise of the learning a new lifestyle, but forget that it's really not hard, and you just got to keep it simple. So I hope that my whole meal plan has been a help for you, maybe an eye-opener, or maybe you just got to try some new recipes. So if you want to see more recipes, I'm sure I'll have a lot more coming up on the channel as we go, but that was the bulk of what I have all the time. And when you find recipes that taste good and you lose weight, it's not a problem to keep having those same ones over and over again. So just because this challenge is coming to an end doesn't mean you're going to be left in the dark. Like, just take the ones that you really liked, put them all in your own meal plan, and go from there. So just keep it simple, keep the momentum going, and don't give up. So the next thing is, it was a beautiful day here in North Texas. We had sunshine, even though it was colder temperature-wise. We didn't have the wind, so it actually felt better despite it being colder. But we got our walk in, soaked up that vitamin D, and a good 5.25 miles, I think we went today. And I'll tell you right now, it feels so good to get in the groove and have a consistent, I've been really good about getting my walk in and being consistent with it, because it really does make my choices the rest of the day better when I have my walk. So it's just part of what I do and how I operate to work, or how the crazy in me operates or tones it down, one or the other. So, but anyways, so I hope you've enjoyed this challenge, and I'm going to start with lunch, which is baked eggs, and then we'll have our snack, and then I'll meet you right back here for dinner, which is ribeyes with roasted asparagus. So we'll see you in a few. But as you can see, I'm outside. Can you guess what time it is? It's time to go for a walk. But it's 32 degrees outside right now, so this Texan is cold. But that's not an excuse. Just because it's cold doesn't mean that I can't go move my body. So as soon as Kyle comes out here, oh, there he is, we are going to go for our... There he is. Looks like you are losing some weight. So yay! But anyways, we are going to go for our walk, and we will catch you back here at lunchtime. So see you later. Okay, so we're going to have some baked eggs for lunch today. I'm taking a half tablespoon of butter, and I'm swirling it all in there to make sure all the sides get evenly coated with butter. This helps to make the egg just come on out of there once it's done baking, instead of being all stuck to the bottom. So make sure your dishes are oven safe, by the way. I'm going to use my air fryer. So 3 eggs in each of them, and then we're going to season them up. I like to use Italian spices, but do your own. Sometimes like dill or thyme or something will taste real good, but I like to just use the basic, either in everything but the bagel seasoning, or Italian. So, but today we're doing Italian. And then don't be afraid to be a little generous with that. And then I'm going to do a 3-finger pinch of salt in both of them, because I just came back from my 5.5-mile walk. So I want to make sure I replenish those electrolytes. And then obviously I love pepper, so putting pepper in both of those. So I'm going to use my air fryer to bake these up. Don't be afraid to use your oven. You don't have to have an air fryer for this. You don't need any fancy tools, in fact. So I'm going to do 400 degrees in my air fryer. Alrighty, that's what it looks like. And then we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes, but you do however many minutes you need. So there's the picture of the finished product. It's nice and bubbly. Let that set for a minute and cool down before you dig right in. And then we have plain Greek yogurt and a little bit of I'm trying to make my own protein bars, so that's an experiment. I will give you way more details about that later, but that right there is like 40 grams of protein. Okay, so let me explain why we're having asparagus with dinner tonight versus something else. So we had a higher carb lunch because I did the Greek yogurt. It is higher in carbs, but I wanted the protein. I wanted something different. So in order to stay in ketosis or stay in the ballpark of keeping your carbs, your net carbs below 20, I needed a very low carb side for dinner. So when that happens, I like to have, when I have a higher carb lunch or I have a higher carb dinner, I plan for that. And that helps keep things going strong. So being that we had a higher carb lunch, that meant dinner, we got to back it off a little. So asparagus is a great way to do that. Asparagus is has been like a rescue for me many times when I've gone out. Because even if you went to a restaurant and got like a salad, when you add up all the toppings that they put on top of it, sometimes those salads have like 15 carbs in them, depending what's in it and the quantities of the peppers and all the stuff, it just adds up. 20 net carbs adds up quick. So one of my ways to combat it is sometimes I'll do breakfast for dinner. If I know that I've had what I needed for that day in carbs, I'll do breakfast for dinner, eggs and sausage, eggs and bacon, something to just with basically very minimal carbs. So in this case, we're going to do a higher fat, low carb dinner to offset a higher carb lunch. And make sure when you do that, you don't have a high carb lunch with a high carb dinner. And I'm saying that in terms of, I'm not talking the standard American diet. I'm saying you've spent 10 carbs or something at lunch. Don't have something that's going to have 10 carbs for dinner, or it's going to be really heavy because you'll be upset with yourself. So make sure if you have a higher carb dinner or meal in the day, you offset it with something very clean, very simple, and that keeps you on track. So asparagus is a rescue side for me a lot because it's very low carb. You just get high fiber and it's pretty easy. So anyways, that's why I pair together things. If you've noticed on the Clean 30 challenge, the way I pair things together, I make sure there's a way to keep it 20 net carbs or less by just thinking of that balancing act. Okay, lunch, we're gonna have, a higher carb vegetable, like maybe more, as a good example, green beans. Green beans typically are a little higher in carb, not that they're bad, but you don't wanna have, a very cheese heavy dish when you've had green beans too, so it's just this balancing act. You wanna make sure that you're thinking ahead and that keeps you on track. So anyways, I'm gonna flip the camera around and we're gonna take a look at these ribeyes. For tonight, our local farm here has grass-fed, grass-finished ribeye. So these ribeyes are a real treat. We're gonna put them, they're Wagyu, we're gonna put them on the smoker and cook these up, and they're gonna be so tender and juicy. So if you can support your local farm, that's probably one of the best ways to get grass-fed, grass-finished beef. But anyways, if you don't sweat those little details, but just know that sometimes if you want to make a splurge, those are the things you should splurge on. It's always worth it. And it tastes great. But anyways, let's switch the camera around and I'll show you what we're doing.
Here we have 2 ribeyes and 2 New York strip steaks.
Oh.
So these are nice Angus beef. I don't know what they're graded, but so let's get these seasoned up. We're going to start off with just salt. We're just going to do really salt, pepper, and garlic on these. Don't want to do too much and detract from the quality beef here. I'm just doing my salt first.
Yeah, just do one so they can see.
I'll come back with a little bit of garlic.
All right, so salt, pepper, and garlic both sides, and we'll meet you at the grill next. Okay, so we have, I guess you want to explain what's going on here?
I thought I'd try something a little bit new. This is called, I think, a cold grate cooking method. So you keep your grate cold, so when you put it on there, it doesn't immediately start burning your food. So I don't know. I thought I'd try something a little newer and attempt this. I don't know. Maybe it's old. I don't know.
So we have the fire
I've seen
going.
it.
Yeah, we've got the fire going over here. The dog wants some steak. So the fire's there, and you're going to put the cold grate with the steaks on it.
Right.
And yeah.
And there we go.
So that's kind of cool.
Yep, you can hear them sizzling as you drop it down in there. So the fire is hitting the steak. It's cooking the steak and not, well, of course it's heating the grate up at the same time. But I've seen variations where you rotate your grate and have only half of it on like a Weber kettle, I think. And only have half of it, and you keep moving your steaks around to keep the grate cold.
Ooh,
Interesting.
so it's like steak flame.
Yeah.
All right. Well, obviously you can cook your steaks however you want it. This is just to give you another method or something to inspire you to try. So we'll be back when it's probably time to flip them. Okay, so the asparagus was 97 cents a bushel, so I got 3 bushels today. So definitely stock up when there's a sale on a green vegetable. Because, you know, eating fresh and eating good quality stuff is not cheap. So we all know that. Anyways, I'm going to dice these up in a couple, probably inch, maybe a little longer, maybe 2-inch pieces. And I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so this is 2 bushels of asparagus cut in probably like 2-inch strips. My kids like asparagus, but they only like to eat the tops or the flour. So I'm making them roasted green beans. And my mom also likes a blend of both. So we have basically a serving for 6, but it's spread among green beans and asparagus. So kids and mom, me, my dad, and Kyle. So we're gonna season it up the exact same way. And that's one way. If you have a friend, you have a family member or something that doesn't eat asparagus, make them green beans instead. So I'm roughly going to do, there's 6 of us, so I'm gonna do 3 of these. This is 2 tablespoons in a measuring spoon. So basically like 2 on here and 1 on the other one. And you want to measure your fat. Don't just drizzle, you'll go way over and then you will wonder why you're not losing weight. It's little things like that that do make the difference. So now I'm gonna take my salt and pepper, give them both a nice healthy dose, season them up the same. I've got garlic powder. And if you haven't had roasted green beans, you're missing out. Don't forget about roasting your green beans. Everybody just steams them up. Don't forget to roast. Whole nother ballpark of flavor. So again, salt, pepper, garlic to taste. And then we're gonna pop these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. But it's really gonna depend on how quickly they cook in your oven. So, but I'm aiming for my timer's gonna be set for 20 minutes. And then same thing with the green beans. Just mix them all up. Roasted green beans are really tasty. All right, so that is it. Spread them all out on the pan so everybody gets exposed to the heat and nobody's crowding the pan. And that's why, it's not much in here, but I don't want it all on top of each other because then everything's not gonna cook evenly. So wash my hands and put these in the oven. I'll see you in a few. So there you have it. I'm having the New York strip. I think Dad and Kyle are doing the ribeyes. But anyways, there is the finished product of the roasted asparagus. 6 ounces of roasted asparagus, and I think it was 8 ounces previously, and it's down to 6 ounces now of the New York strip. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, it's time to do those macros. So today's lunch, I had the serving size, which is 3/4 cup or 170 grams of 2% plain Greek yogurt by Fage. I think that's how you say it, Fage. Then I have my protein bar that I'm working on that I crumbled up and put on top. Then I have the 3 eggs that we did in a 1/2 tablespoon of butter. And then followed by dinner, which was 170 grams or 6 ounces of asparagus, a tablespoon of avocado oil, and a 7-ounce ribeye. And then snack, which I didn't show you, was just my keto coffee with the unflavored collagen and heavy cream. So that gave me 15 of 20 net carbs. 115 grams of my 124 grams of fat, 99 grams of protein, and then 1,563 calories. So that went well with my 6-mile walk. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great one.